Oh no. I forgot to label them. Hey Best Pally, I'm Allie. This is Braxton, and this is going to be a giant Braxton. Last video, I started bringing Skelly's dog, that popular lawn ornament, back from the dead. It ended up being a lot of work, and I only got to a point where he looked like a stone monument to Skelly's dog. In this video, I promised to bring him to life with lots more details to his face and a coat to make him just like furry Braxton here. I got a bunch of AstroTurf to make his fur, but since finishing the previous video, I keep thinking about how I said it's gonna be like a giant outdoor stuffed animal. A stuffed animal is huggable and pleasantly touchable, and AstroTurf is not that. But do you know what would be? Tufting with yarn, like Braxton's life-size rug I created in a previous video. Now imagine this, but huge and three-dimensional. And I can't stop thinking about it, so I'm going to try, even though tufting his entire coat from scratch is going to be insanely difficult. And shout out to Claw Lab for being the reason our giant dog is going to have an incredible coat. I pitched them my idea for this insane artwork, and I cannot believe they said, yeah, we're totally down, here's a rug kit. Now I need to make a pattern of the surface of the dog so I can use that pattern to cut out the fur. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm glad Braxton is here for moral support. I've seen this done with food cling wrap, but that'd be a whole lot of food wrap, so I got this packaging wrap, and I'm hoping that it will work just as well. We're definitely more of a Home Depot channel than a food channel. Okay, I think it's working. I'm sorry that you're not gonna be able to breathe for a little bit, buddy. I'm not gonna use this to make the pattern. It's gonna be duct tape on top of this. This is just to make sure the duct tape doesn't stick to the art. I didn't even think about this iteration of him looking cool, but it totally does! Maybe I need to make an intentional packaging stretch wrap sculpture in the future. I call this piece Canine in Love. You know, because love is blind. Oh wow, did you go through all that tape?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Do you not know how much I did?
You did a whole lot.
Also at like rapid speed.
You are an impressive taper.
I can't rip anymore, my hands are
Okay.
hurting.
I'll take it from here. I'll tape it from here.
You just got like one more strip right here.
You can't just gloss over my pun, that was great. Due to the fact that I've curveballed this project to involve tufting rugs from scratch, we have now embarked on what I'm calling a three-dimensional rug. I did some hard YouTube searching and I couldn't find anyone ever doing this before, so I guess I'm accidentally bringing a brand new category of thing into the world, the 3D rug. And this will be the first and only 3D rug tutorial. Also, this is not a 3D rug tutorial. It's actually a tutorial on how to unlock creativity. Stay tuned. Man, every step, every iteration of this sculpture feels like a cool artwork that I would want to keep. But for real, we must keep going. Now, the shape that the duct tape is in is the shape that the fur needs to take to fit on him tightly and awesomely. So the next step is to draw on seam lines so I can cut him out of there. And then that will let me use the duct tape to know how to cut the fur to put back on. Except I don't know where to put seam lines. And that feels like something that you should do when you can actually see what you're doing and the sun has set, and it is definitely a tomorrow problem. And now, the full sun has still not shown me where to put the seams. Excellent, let me see. How are you sewn together? Figuring out the best shapes to make a pattern feels like something that you just learn intuitively by doing it a million times on a million different shapes, and this is my first shape. This isn't even right. First, I have to put the colors on and figure out where those cuts are gonna go. I have drawn on Braxton's colors before for his life-size sculpture, but that was using a 3D modeling program, not just my hand and brain. I feel like people that sew and pattern makers and such are gonna watch this and be like, oh, that's too many seams, or oh, that's not enough seams. I am also, probably, as usual, overthinking this. I have to make it so that each section lays down as flat as possible onto the fur so that I can trace and cut. But also I want each section to be as big as possible because this is gonna be juggling a lot of pieces of coat. I think this looks okay, but I'm probably gonna end up doing it differently once I get out there. Okay, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna start with the most important part, his expressive brows. Although these may not be the eyes that I'm going to use, so stay tuned for that development. It's not even where they're gonna sit. Braxton gets surprised. Surprised? Already screwing up. It's gotta be perfectly symmetrical. Now, what I'm doing here is not actually new. I learned this technique from YouTuber Bill Duran when we did a collab. I'm just taking a process that's been used often, making a pattern, and applying that to a place where it's never been used before, making a rug. I think I'm happy with how the shapes are laid in. Now I'm gonna mark the colors so I don't lose track once he's all chopped up. I'm glad I kept his mouth movable because it really does make it easier to negotiate this part between jaw and neck. He has just a little patch that spills down here, which, even though you probably won't even see it underneath his mouth, I'm doing it because we always want the highest execution of Braxton hair. And the most symmetrical drawing of Braxton hair. Yeah, that looks good. Now I don't have a white Sharpie, so those sections are gonna have to be blue. Okay, that looks weird, but it doesn't matter, it just needs to be helpful. Weird and helpful. Okay, great. You could totally just leave him like this and not have to worry about cutting him out wrong. Just keep going, Shark. This now will be specifically seams where I'm cutting the colors apart, not just making separate sections for the different colors. This seems right here. So that will be a flat panel. I don't know until I cut it out, and maybe it doesn't lay flat enough, so I should put a line there. Ugh. I'm even trying to make the seams symmetrical, even though it should just end up being one solid color and you won't see them if I'm good at my job. Now I'm adding registration marks so I can quickly and easily put this pattern back together once it's cut apart. This is not foreshadowing. All right, buddy, let's get you out of your prison. Ah, you can smell again. I can't believe the kids' craft scissors are working for this. Okay, one piece out. And now does that seem flat-ish? Yes. Yay! It's working, I think. Sure, a 3D rug is a brand new concept, but sculptures have been around since the first human grabbed a handful of mud and squished it. And I bet rugs are almost as old of an innovation, so we've just taken two very common things and mashed them together to make a very uncommon thing. Oh no. I forgot to label them. I think this was a left cheek, left ear. This is definitely snoot. This is maybe right brow, left brow. And now we have arrived at me giving you the secret to creativity. Recombine stuff. The way the human brain works is not that it just manifests something completely novel out of thin air. The only way it can innovate is to put existing stuff together in novel ways. And this is illustrated by the fact that your dreams and nightmares will only consist of different combinations of stuff you've encountered before. This messed with me the first time I learned it, but you will never dream about something completely new. What are you giving the camera, a stone cold stare? See, that shape is now what I need to cut out of his fur.
From someone who does an art. Like you could have just drew it.
Well, as someone who also doesn't do art, I thought this would have gone way faster. And by doesn't do art, I mean I've never done this before. I thought it would be half a day to do all of the plastic and the taping and the drawing and the labeling and the cutting, and it has now been 2 days. Man, that turned out so much messier than I pictured. I don't know, I feel like I just spent forever doing something that won't work. And I'm still unsure what to do about his tail, so I am actively choosing to make that a future Allie problem. Also, my knuckles are all raw and bleeding from rubbing up against his rough surface all day. The way this works is that you use this device to shoot yarn into a cloth to make the rug. And now we know what shape the cloth needs to be, but this cloth is flat, and these are not. So I have to cut darts into all of these to make them lay flat, and this also feels like a thing that you kind of just get an intuitive sense of how to do it the more you do it, and this would be my first time. But also, this is like the most feminine thing that's ever happened on my channel because I'm basically a seamstress now. Yeah, super feminine, just chopping up duct tape. Please, why are you still bubbly? This feels like I did way too many darts. Yeah, that one's unnecessary. He's gonna need duct tape to put it back together. I don't know if I'm gonna end up with pieces that are too chopped uppy or not chopped uppy enough. Whatever, just keep going, Shark. Okay, that's flat-ish. One down. His right flank here is a very big one. There are 3 of them that are larger than the original Braxton rug that will be troublesome. I just used the pop socket floor. Found some spots. That looks like it's laying flat, and I really hope that this shot isn't foreshadowing for when I put the finished piece on the thing and it doesn't work. That came out to 62 pieces, unless it's more because I counted wrong, which is very likely. So I will be making 62 individual rugs in this video. What did I get myself into? Let's shift focus, shall we? I actually do have to do something before we get to the coat part. So His nose and tongue right now are entirely too rough. So I think 2-part epoxy clay is the answer here, even though I've never used it. We're gonna find out. This is fun. If this turns out like I want it to, I'm gonna use this stuff a whole lot more. I'm realizing as I do this, I shouldn't go too detailed because that's what I did with the eyes in the previous video and something I'm gonna have to fix later on in this video. So I'm still trying to keep the forms idealized, simplified, somewhat cartoony to match the shape of the body. This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. I wasn't sure if I'd have to let it cure and then sand it to refine it more, but no, this is it. Now I just have to also make the tongue it. Oh, I forgot his jaw moves. This would be way easier without gloves, and I've seen lots of people do that, but I've also heard that, you know, you should wear them, and I really like my body as sans chemically as possible. I'm now at the back of his tongue that you can't see and no one ever will. But we always want the highest execution of dog mouth. So just now it is perfect all the way up into his throat. Yes, even though it's dark now, I can confirm that this is already so much better because I was able to break it up into 2 different videos. Thank you so much for letting me do that, and thank you for being here for the finale. Since his face is the most important part, let's do that first when I've had no practice. I would just do 1 piece at a time, but then I'd be wasting the cloth. So the idea is that you fill up this space with what you want to use, because if I cut 1 small piece out of this, then I have to move on to another giant piece, and that would be wasteful. So the goal is to fit as many pieces as I can into this area each time. And I won't be sewing the pieces together, but I still think I should leave extra on the outside, a seam allowance. Look at me sounding like a seamstress again, because the finished carpet is not stretchy, so there's really no room for error. I think I'll just make the pieces slightly larger than they need to be and hope that it still kinda works. I feel like every video I make is hope that it still kinda works. Okay, that may be too crammy, but we'll find out. Now this tufting H1 kit that Claw Lab sent me is supposed to be user-friendly to explore a normal, easy tufting hobby. Obviously, I don't do normal or easy. Now, I did build this frame quickly and easily in minutes, which was a very big change from building my previous frame from scratch over the course of several days. Oh, look at this. I can confidently say that there will be way less blood in this video than in my previous 2 rug videos. Nice. Now I gotta trace these onto here, but backwards, because this side's the rug side, this side's the back, and I've definitely screwed that up before, but good thing Braxton is symmetrical, so it didn't matter. Man, I really don't know if that's right, because these eyebrows are gonna go in there, and there won't be room if I leave that much seam allowance. Yeah, I feel like this whole first batch of rugs is gonna be wrong, but it will help me figure out how to be right. I don't know how to do the registration marks. Because they're facing that way. I'll just make that a later problem. Ugh, I did it backwards again. Okay, gotta get that set in my brain. Now, we are finally taking on the tufting. Threaded, and let's go. How are we looking on this side? Perfect. And my Claw Lab friends innovated through combination. They put the idea of rug creating with the idea of making it quick and easy to start, which they succeeded. Look at me go. Excellent. That didn't take that long. Totally. Just keep going. There's even a term for this. It's called recombinant innovation. Now to eject you from your tension. And I realized that I covered up all of my labeling, so that was a useless step. Wow, that is a whole lot of dust going into a pop socket floor. That is another later problem. Let's get this out of here. Normally you would leave some extra cloth around each edge and then fold it over and then glue it. But we're not doing that because we're not making anything normal. So the edges are gonna touch up against each other. But see, I don't know, maybe I should have left some extra on the edge, but the idea is that the carpet glue is also going to be the glue that holds the fur onto Braxton. No, I did not plan on having this very pivotal moment in the dark. That took way longer than I expected. Does this sit on here acceptably? I mean, that looks nice. Show me the brows. Yeah, I can glue those in there. It's working. Is that right? No. What am I doing? Okay, apparently this is L-side nose, but I don't knows why it's not working. Oh. Wow, is it that small? No, that's not right. Is it under here? Nope. This seems like it went under here. That seems correct. Oh, it's just staying. Nice. Okay. I now have a very good feeling about this. We are back to excited Pally. It looks like a big old stuffed animal. It's working. Oop. I definitely need to be able to see this, so I'm going to have to glue in the morning, but man, sleep is going to be difficult. Good morning, did I sleep? Who knows? I'm realizing I should paint these parts before he gets enrugged, so let's do that. I am now finger painting because my brush won't reach. So now that you have the secret to creativity, which is just mash stuff together, this becomes an argument for filling your brain with more stuff to do the mashing with. Think about everything you watch, all the places you experience, all the life you live. That's raw material, stuff to recombine into something innovative. Yes, he's coming to life! Now it would be really nice to focus and make all the rugs, and then focus and put them all on. But giving myself a pile of 62 unlabeled rugs is unintelligent. So my plan is to go back and forth, tufting and affixing until his coat has appeared in patches. And also, I think I'm gonna use outdoor carpet tape. I hope this works, because glue would greatly increase the chance that I would get glue on the wrong side and ruin the rugs. On this channel, we work smarter and harder. I really hope this works, because glue is quite messy. Stay. Yes, that feels on there. Can I aggressively pet you and it goes nowhere? Yeah. Okay, great. Oh, hello. You coming to say hi because I'm in your space? Thank you. Thank you for the good luck licks. The fact that this looks pretty darn freaking great is being eclipsed by how long it took. I have a lot of work ahead of me. I'm taking a gamble and putting a couple pieces back together because I think I didn't need to go so small with my pattern. We will find out. Because this would have been a very tiny rug, and now I'm just making a somewhat very tiny rug. Oh no, I did them backwards again. Oh my goodness. Okay, red is going to be the correct direction. So I hope as you're watching me, you feel like this is good raw material. I hope I inspire you to do more of the mashing. What have you seen me do that you could combine with something else to be even more outrageous than what I've done in the past? You now have the tools to outrageous me.
Oh man, buddy, you're getting yarned. Hope you're not stepping with the tape. Okay, you're fine.
The tape is taking forever, so I'm gonna see if I can try this different technique. Let go, please. Okay, now we've made a sticky dog and put the rug on that. Here we go, and that worked. Excellent. It's just slightly faster. No. Oh, come on. Ugh. It's so sticky. See, this is what I get for trying to combine sections. I'm gonna have to make another strip for the front of his ear here. We have reached the point in the project where I question my life choices. It is all working, it is just incredibly tedious. And now maybe you've picked up on this conundrum. If the way humans innovate is just to take in information and recombine it, isn't that the way that AI also creates? I'm telling you to go experience things, take in the world, and live your life so you have raw material. That seems like the same thing as training data for AI.
Thank goodness that worked.
Oh man, I think I need to adjust the pattern. This is coming down too low. It should be up here, but this dropped too low because it's so thick. I didn't account for that. I guess that's a tomorrow problem. When you look at the whole surface area of the piece, I can't believe that this small amount of coverage took 2 full days. There's 80% more left to do. Also, I can't believe that I waited this long to say the concept of this artwork is a tough one. Plus, I still gotta figure out how to deal with his tail and his eyes and the pattern fixing as he gets screwy as I go along. Oh, I don't know how high this went. Okay, his little brown flourish went over his delt, I think. And then this matches up. This does not match up. Can I put that there? Chest is here at chest level. So then his fat neck fits here, and I gotta trim there-ish. What's terrifying is that this directly affects these huge pieces, and if I make these ones and have to throw them out, that's several days wasted. I mean, now that looks incredibly wrong. I've just scared myself into not doing anything. No, I'm gonna keep going. Doubt and fails are fine. Stopping is not. So then where do we draw the line? Pun. I have used all the artists I've consumed before this to inform how I craft my art. Am I just stealing from those artists? Am I no better than AI? Going to art school was just gathering training data so I could rip off the artists who came before me, who ripped off the artists that came before them, and the ones before them, and before them, all the way to that first cave person doing the squishing. This is left over from when I made my text message rug, which I thought was the most difficult rug concept I could come up with, but turns out I proved me wrong. Yeah, now I'm thinking it might be better to leave a seam to fold over as opposed to what I was trying to do, cutting the cloth all the way to the edge. There's nothing like learning you've been doing the giant project wrong in the middle of the giant project. Well, this one doesn't need a label. It's exactly what you think. It's little furry underpants. And now I'm wondering if I should have been gluing this whole time. I mean, the tape is working. I tried repositioning this under section and it is not going anywhere. And now that is looking even better than I hoped. Braxton, look, it's your fat neck. It looks just like you.
So this is where it's supposed to go, like this?
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm trying to see how this eyebrow thing fits.
Yeah, it doesn't look great now.
I mean, that's cool.
I know, he's cool without them. Yeah, I think it's because this style is not good. Yeah, I gotta completely redo these eyes for sure. The Pallies also said so.
I agree.
Oh, also this part isn't even glued yet. I'm scared. Oh, you got nervous? I think I want to hold off on taping this until I have his flanks, so I guess I'll just keep tufting. Just kidding, I can't just tuft. I have some pattern complications to work through. I'm seeing if I can tape smaller sections back together. I think I can do bigger sections if it's all one color. I didn't realize that I could pull it off this way, but it'll probably look better if it's smoother and all one piece. It's just gonna be potentially harder. So that'll wrap all the way around like a rug tube. Sure, yes. And then here, instead of making this 4 crazy looking rugs, it will be, hopefully, 1 absolutely bonkers looking rug. Wait, that piece is actually this side, which makes me feel better that even though there's so much struggle with my pattern, at least the artwork is symmetrical. Oh, again with the backwards. Get it through your brain, Spags. Take 2. Both of his back feet are not going to fit onto one, which it's probably best if I don't take a gamble and then fail on 2 rugs. We'll see if this one works first. But why not throw in a chest while I'm here? I know a lot of you are going to have some sort of argument about how I'm adding something new. My own touch, my own emotion, my own lived experience to the artwork, but isn't that still recombining? The more I think about it, the more I feel like my brain processing is way closer to a robot than how I felt before I thought about it. It's surprising that I've done almost 5 huge batches of tufting now and not once complained about hand pain. I guess this really is lightweight with reduced vibration for a smoother crafting experience, because you are used to hearing me say, my hand hurts so achy. My fingers are gonna fall off at the knuckles. Whoa, that may look phenomenal. Oh man. I say may because once again, it is very late and I should assess this when I can actually see. Confirmed, it looks phenomenal! But I can't believe that after yesterday's 11 hours of work, he still looks exactly the same as the day before. It's because I still have to stick all of these on. Oh no, don't get dirty. Okay, plus that is what I've tufted so far, and that is what's left to do. Oh my goodness. Let's shift focus, shall we? I'm just gonna do a fun little DIY and try and make the world's smallest rugs. You'll see why. Now I just have to duplicate that. There we go. Claw Lab hooked me up with supplies for their new easier glue process, so let's see how refined we can get these. Oh wow, it feels so awesome and very finished, and I found it quite easy to do. Whoop. Ah, I still don't know. Okay, that's definitely a no. Redoing these. Sometimes you gotta say goodbye to a lot of really hard work. Oh, I do like this. But I also want to visualize something smaller and more subtle. And now we have 5 options. Fuzzy cartoony eyes, glass cartoony eyes, glass black eyes, curveball, no eyes at all. I'll even throw in the old version if you like them and you want me to redo what I just destroyed. So get your vote in the comments now, and that does mean, yes, this is going to be a 3-part series because there is still so much more to do and I need your input, and This is already a long video. Of course, we still need a glamorous montage of the results so far. And I really hope you come back for the epic finale in the next video. Not only will you get to see the finished artwork, you'll also see the satisfying shearing of that giant thing. Oh my goodness. And now I know I keep apologizing for having multi-part series, and you all keep telling me to stop feeling bad. It's just that I truly believe that I can deliver as fast as I say for you, but it turns out my brain does not understand physically impossible. But I really like hanging out with you for the whole process and every 2 weeks, so I would rather do a series than not show you the real journey and skip over stuff and then not give you videos as often. So I'm sorry I said in this video I promised to bring him to life, and this is what to life looks like. If you liked this, you'll like seeing when I drew a huge photorealistic portrait using just an office ballpoint pen. I'll put that down there for you. That's 1 square per hour and 160 squares. This drawing is probably gonna be done soon. Hey Best Pally, I'm Allie, and I wanna use this primitive marking technology to make something remarkable. Is that possible? We're gonna find out. This ballpoint pen was clearly made specifically for officing and businessing. It's best at dumping